All right, guys, what's going on? Welcome in. So day 2 of the legal tampering period was pretty uneventful. Now, of course, the day's not over yet. It's actually 10 o'clock right on the dot over here on the East Coast, and I got my phone with me right here, so if anything breaks, of course, I'll let you know. But I wanted to really take a step back and do what I did last night, which was just recap the entire day. Now, it was pretty much like the opposite of what happened yesterday. Yesterday, soon as noon rolled around, it was, big name, like top tier free agents just flying off the board left and right. I felt like every hour there was like a mega deal being handed out, whether it was, Carl Lawson, Jonnu Smith, Matt Judon, Corey Davis, Bud Dupree, Trey Hendrickson late last night. There were so many guys being signed yesterday, but today, really only two A-list free agents got picked up. Shaquille Griffin in Jacksonville, 3-year contract. Finally, Jacksonville spent some money. Awesome to see. And then number 2, Hunter Henry to the New England Patriots. Again, another 3-year deal. The Pats double dip in the tight end market. Jonnu Smith day 1. Hunter Henry day 2. So outside of those two guys, we saw a bunch of cheap 1-year style of contracts, like Emmanuel Sanders to the Buffalo Bills. Oh, by the way, the Bengals actually stepped up today and made some moves. Mike Hilton, the slot cornerback from the Pittsburgh Steelers, signed a multi-year contract with the Bengals. That's huge. He's definitely going to be a huge help. They're probably going to be letting Mackenzie Alexander walk. And then Chidobe Awuzie from Dallas in Cincy as well. Huge pickups for the Bengals defense. Now you add that with Trey Hendrickson yesterday. If Hendrickson can duplicate what he did last season or mirror that production in any sort of way, that's the Bengals got some nice upgrades, man, with Joe Burrow coming back, top 5 pick. Since he's trending up, it's exciting, man. It really is. But outside of those guys, we had some veteran quarterbacks get picked up. We saw Tyrod Taylor go to Houston, 1 year, $14 million, or it could have been 1 year, $12 million. Jacoby Brissett landed in Miami. We saw Andy Dalton end up in Chicago, and we also heard rumors that the Seattle Seahawks will not be trading Russell Wilson, so we can kind of put that, I guess, rumor to bed. But here's what's interesting about the Andy Dalton move. 1 year, $10 million. He's not being paid like a starting quarterback. He's getting paid like a backup. 1 year, $10 million for a quarterback is like nothing in today's league. Does this impact the Sam Darnold trade value, or does it impact the Bears' chances of trading for Sam Darnold? And I'm gonna have to say yes. I feel like it does. For the Sam Darnold supporters out there, you guys were probably pumped when you saw Andy Dalton sign in Chicago, because if Russell Wilson will not be traded to the Bears, and Deshaun Watson, that whole situation's still up in the air. And I mean, I just feel like if Deshaun Watson was going to Chicago, it would have been done already. But I feel like at this point, for them just to already have Nick Foles on the roster, to go out and sign Andy Dalton, 1 year, $10 million, is Chicago going to roll Dalton out there next season as the starting quarterback? Oh my God, this team's a playoff caliber team. I feel like if they land the quarterback position, they are a Super Bowl contender. The defense is fantastic. They have playmakers on offense, but I digress. Sam Darnold's trade value, or trade market, I should say, I feel like is dwindling every single day. The Colts were in on Sam Darnold. Now they're not. They have Carson Wentz. Pittsburgh was in on Sam Darnold. Now they're not. Dwayne Haskins, Big Ben. We heard the I guess I don't know if I should say rumor or report, but the report that came out today saying that Washington no longer has any interest in trying to trade for Sam Darnold because they're tired of waiting. They went on and signed Ryan Fitzmagic. No interest in Sam Darnold. We heard the same exact thing a couple days ago with San Francisco. They're done waiting too. They're moving on. No more interest in trading for Sam Darnold. So his market is quickly vanishing. But again, if you're a Darnold supporter, Darnold fan, and you want him to remain with the Jets, you're probably pumped up because, the more teams that have the quarterback position figured out, the more of a chance that Darnold would stay. So all in all, pretty uneventful, but slowly but surely we're starting to see these free agents come off the board. I feel like day 3, this could be huge because there's a ton of A-list talent still available, right? Kenny Golladay, Juju Smith-Schuster, Will Fuller, and Curtis Samuel, the top 4 wide receivers, all still on the market. I feel like for the Jets specifically, Curtis Samuel's in play, and then of course Juju Smith-Schuster also in play. Will Fuller maybe, but Kenny Golladay, I feel like at this point he's just too expensive. We're looking at the Jets roster. Corey Davis can play on the outside. Denzel Mims can play on the outside. If the Jets want to bring in Juju or Curtis, they could run the slot. Now all of a sudden we can part ways with Crowder, save $10 million, and that first season with the new wide receiver, that first cap hit doesn't look half as bad, because now we can take that 10 million and put it towards that, water it down. So if the Jets want to target one of those two guys, I feel like they should. I would absolutely love it if we still brought one of those guys in, one or two. No, one of those guys in, because this team needs offensive help. It needs all the help that it can possibly get. Now on the defensive side of the football, I mean, the cornerbacks, there's still a ton of them out there. It's still a bunch of guys. There's a lot of talent, number one, but there's a lot of guys that I feel like fit what the Jets want to do. Richard Sherman, we saw Adoree Jackson get released today from Tennessee. He could possibly be an option. K'Waun Williams from San Fran. If we miss out on him, we can bring back Brian Poole. He's still available. Two excellent slot corners. Who else? William Jackson, by the way. Actually, literally as I'm talking about corners, Washington is signing Bengals cornerback William Jackson, borderline number 1 corner coming to DC. Well, Richard Sherman's still available. K'Waun Williams is still available. I guess William Jackson is now off the board. He's going to Washington. I actually really like that. Washington's defense is pretty solid, but man, it's crazy, man. That's crazy. I was not expecting that. I thought for the most part the deals were going to be done for tonight, but guess not. From the edge rusher role, Kerry Hyder still on the market. 8.5 sacks last year for 1 year under Robert Saleh. Was kind of a role player throughout the course of his career. One season with San Francisco, pops off for 8.5 sacks. Really stepped up, high motor. I could definitely see the Jets bringing him in. Jadeveon Clowney still available. All in all, man, there's a ton of free agent talent still out there. I expect the Jets to definitely be involved tomorrow. I really like what the team has done so far. I love the Corey Davis signing. Carl Lawson's been like my guy since Auburn. He's been awesome. Cannot wait to see him in the green and white. Of course, Gerard Davis as well. That's interesting. I like it. 1 year, $7 million, because I loved him in college. Kind of had an up and down, but mostly down NFL career so far. Just inconsistent, struggled to get on the field, struggled to fit that system over there in Detroit. All in all, I would say right now, the Jets are a B to a B plus as far as what they've done so far. Projecting, or really the reason why it's not an A, we haven't attacked that interior of the offensive line. David Andrews from New England is another guy that I feel like the Jets should be targeting. I don't think they will, because of the recent speculation that they want to keep Connor McGovern at center, but who knows at this point. I still feel like David Andrews should be in play. Cannot wait to see what happens. So I'll leave it there. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, go Jets.